Hey everybody, so I have one of Liza's cases today, and my goodness, it is a good case, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Client Stories with Amy. All right, so I'm going to read her intake, what she had sent us, why she was looking for her biological family. So I'm going to read, and I'm changing names as I go, so this isn't their real names. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I was born under the name of Jessica Smith in New York. I was born in the county of blank. I'm not going to send that either. I'm not going to say which county it is, but now I live out of state down south. My adoptive parents live down south with me too. This is where we moved together. My biological mother's name was blank and was also known as blank. I was given up for adoption because due to it being that my mom was found unfit. At that time, it was me along with 3 other siblings that were put up. I did a DNA test on Ancestry, and it had shown that my paternal side, all of my bloodline, goes all the way back to Solomon Northup. Do you guys know who that gentleman is? Please tell me you know who he is. If you don't know who he is, I want you to stop right now, hit pause. You can come back later. Hit pause, go Google his name, and go learn about who he is. He is somebody that was very important to our history. He was kidnapped, a free black man, kidnapped from New York, and he was taken to be a slave, and he actually wrote 12 Years a Slave, which was a phenomenal book. I read that in high school, and it left an imprint on my soul for sure. Left an imprint. I have never forgotten that book and that poor man's journey. There was also a movie made in the 90s. No, early 2000s. I think it was in the early 2000s there was a movie. I didn't watch the movie because, of course, movies always suck. But anyways, she says that all of her DNA matches were coming back to Solomon Northup. She has a cousin who is also trying to help her, and basically they hit a brick wall at that point. They couldn't get any further, so she turned to DNA Angels, and Liza was her angel. Some of the things that our client had said that kind of stuck with me when I was reading through her case notes was that, and I quote, that she did not have the greatest life and often felt alone and invisible. And I think a lot of people who are adopted feel that way as well. They have that same type of feelings. They don't know where they belong or who they are inside emotionally and spiritually, and even who they are just their personality wise, because they don't know where these things come from that they do. They don't have any type of genetic mirroring to the people that raised them. And this story, thank goodness, has a sweet, happy ending. They were able to identify who the birth father was, and she reached out to him. So when she did, he absolutely immediately says, I know exactly who your birth mother is. I remember her, and oh my goodness, I'm so glad you found me. He literally calls her every day to check on her. Like, how sweet and how amazing is that? And for this case, I thankfully have from her own mouth. I'm going to read exactly what she says, how she feels about the conclusion of her case. So I'm going to read. So it took me a minute to get comfortable to post this, but I cannot thank DNA Angels enough for their help. I am 30 years old and was adopted at 3 years old and moved down south. I found my biological mother at 17 years old, and it wasn't peaches and cream. Here I am at 30 years old now with 4 wonderful children, and I am finally, with the help, I know who my biological father is. I haven't gotten a chance to see him yet in person, but of course 5 plane tickets is very costly, and I cannot wait. I talk to him every day. He calls or texts me just to see if I'm okay or if my kids need anything. I cannot wait to hug him. I cannot lie. Sometimes wake up just to check my phone in the pictures to remind myself that I have really found him. Until we meet in person, I will always have this small fear that this is a dream or something. I pray everyone finds what they're looking for. This bond is amazing to me, even though we haven't seen each other in person yet. But I thank you, everyone at DNA Angels who helped on the front lines and behind the scenes. Thank you. I'm going to read that sentence again because I kind of fudged that up. But thank you to everyone with DNA Angels who helped on the front lines and behind the scenes. Thank you. And she shared a photo of her and of him, and they do look alike. She's so pretty too, by the way. But that is it. I just want to share that lovely little sweet story with you, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.